Hi folks, well yes, another one so quickly. I thought I'd just show you this. I was thinking about, I was looking at different ways to feed these quail. Incidentally, 19 eggs. I had 9 hatched so far, one died. There's another one that's got sort of a twitch, so I don't know whether that'll survive. The rest of 10 eggs are still in there. The quail are in a brooder here. But what I've done now is I've built a mealworm farm, because I went round pet shops today trying to get food for these, because they're going to need food at some point. I've put a little bit in because they were pecking at stuff, and in fact I put some sawdust in, and one of them were eating sawdust, so I thought I'd get the sawdust out. That's not a good thing. And I've just got my paper towels, but I put some of the food in. It's like a mash for canary babies and stuff like that, so I'll just keep something in them at the start. But I've made this mealworm farm. It's just a little one. I can expand it if I need to, and all you've got to do is buy some cheap oats and a box of mealworms, and it's sort of perpetual, you know what I mean? But I'll just get on with it and show you. It's nice to be nice. So guys, well, another little project, quail based. As much as I'd like to be doing a shed thing, which I will do, All Garden Guy, because it's mostly for displaying my tools, but I went and bought these, got them really cheap, £2 each. We're looking at drawers, for stationary drawers sort of thing. What this is going to be is a mealworm farm. I had to go and try and get some chick food, and I went to Pet Shop and bought some mealworms. So what I'm going to do is try and fabricate a little mealworm farm. There's enough here for 2 if I need to. It can be expanded. And these guys is good food for birds, as it's high in protein, 50%. Good food for people apparently. I do not know. I'll show you how it works out. Basically what I'm going to do is cut bottom out of this one. And this will be breeding area. And what I'm going to fit on here is bug mesh. I've got some metal bug mesh stored up there. So I'm going to put some of that round here, and all these are obviously juveniles. These are still larvae form. I'll let some of these develop and put the pupas in top. There is a few videos on the internet about this, so don't take my word for it. Have a good look around if it's something you're interested in. You put pupas in top. They hatch out into beetle. The beetle lay eggs, and the pupae hatch out, or the eggs and the worms that come through drop down into the next section. These do actually stack, honestly. I can figure out how it does it. So, I don't know. But they do stack. Probably just difficult with one hand. Maybe that's why they're cheap. No, that's it. They stack like that. So probably gonna have to cover them somehow, but I don't think that's going to be a big problem. I don't think larvae are going to be climbing out of there, because I'm only going to have a little bit of meal in, and the beetles themselves, the adult beetles, don't like light, so they'll be buried more into food stuff, which will be meal. But can use corn or whatever. So, as I say, what happens is the eggs drop into there, the larvae, and the eggs develop in there, and you take them out. Your third tray is for, you can sort them out, then I'll put a third tray underneath, and then I'll sort them out into food stock basically. And you've got 3 stages of development then. Your beetle, your small larvae and eggs, and then underneath a bit bigger larvae, which I'll be using to feed to quail. So cut that out. I used a steel blade because it's got finer teeth on it to try and prevent that crack out like, but I left itself enough. It's about 1 centimetre outside. Don't have to be that brilliant, as long as I can just seal that, and then, as I say, whatever drops through drops into the bottom tray, into the middle tray, and I'll just clean that up with a knife. So when using even using a jigsaw, go very slow. I asked him to be quiet. I only asked him to be quiet so he duct taped his own mouth up. Mare's got to pull it off.
Yeah, that's bad in the face.
Is it bad? You'll never have to shave. So I've cut that. That's mesh. That's just insect mosquito mesh for windows. And what I'm going to do, I've stuck it down quick with double-sided tape, but I'm going to put a bead of hot glue around that side and inside, and then that should secure it. Dylan's been very helpful, ain't Dylan?
Maybe.
Maybe. So that's that installed. Not very neat. Trim it off after it's fully cooled down. Flattened it all the way around there, and then put a bead round inside as well. I'd love a bit more on that. And that's where the adult beetles will live and lay their eggs.
300. Maybe.
Apparently a beetle will lay 300 eggs each one, so hopefully I'll be self-sufficient in mealworms. Incidentally, them mealworms cost me £3.90, which is about nearly $4. I don't know how many there's in there. A few hundred, I should imagine. But what I'll do is, I don't know how much corn's going to cost, or oats, or whatever I've got to feed them, because I'm delete anything like that, as far as I understand. So it's not a great loss if they all died at £3.90, but I'd prefer not to have to pay £3.90 and get good food for the birdies.
A birdie.
And what I'll do is, when they start going, I'll do an update. So, mealworms, porridge oats, yum yum. And as they start to pupate, I'll transfer them up there. That one's just going. And then I'll have a breeding stock, and as I said, it'll go through into trays. I'll just put these guys in here. Crowd it light a bit, although I've just put them in, so it should warm up, and I've covered it over. A bit of fresh air coming through there, I suppose. This stuff doesn't burn, incidentally. It will melt if it gets too hot, but I've tried it, I've had it running before with this stuff on it. But it's not hot enough to melt it, just for safety, guys. It's quite warm on my finger, but now Dale and I was saying they don't eat. They've been pecking at that and picking at everything else. I put some sawdust in there in the first place, and I had to take it out because one of them actually started eating it. I had to get a long piece of sawdust out of his mouth. So we'll see how they go. The rest of the eggs are still in incubator. Hopefully they'll be alright, and hopefully we might get another one or two tomorrow or day after. One of them's actually got a bit of a twitch, one of these birds, that one on there. It's got some, might be some sort of epileptic. See how it goes. That one right on the outside edge, little dark one. See it? It runs around alright for a bit, and then it'll do that.